All right. So we have two summer jobs. I am telling you that, right? I told you this, right? X and Y is defined. Develop a system of inequality. So here you have to pay close attention. Ready? I mixed it up. I don't have like, here are the restrictions, right? So you know everything that follows the restriction is going to be an inequality. Here you have a mix. So at the first job, she works at least 5 hours. So it's specifically to that job, and the at least gives it away. That's why I made you erase that yesterday, right, on the quiz, because I didn't want you to mix that up. You earn $10 and 75 hours. This is just a fact. This is an inequality. I'm going to write that down, okay? So if X is job A, so hours worked there, so this must be greater than or equal to 5. You would get a mark for that. That's this one right here. Okay. And then next we have the second job. She works no more than 24 hours. No more than 24 hours. Okay, so it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But no more than 24. There's an inequality there. That's the second one. And so the second inequality is y has to be less than or equal to 24. As long as you're not more over it, you're okay. So you could be exactly at 24. And then there's a $18 and $18.50 an hour. But that's just a fact. That's not an inequality. Probably going to use it later. She's willing to work no more than a total of 32 hours in a week. So no more than 32 hours total. So that's combined between the two jobs. That is number 3, right? So inequality number 3 is if you add up the hours, it has to be less than or equal to 32, right? It can't be more. 3 marks right there. And then she would like to earn at least $355 a week. At least $355 a week. So that has to do with money. So there you have to go back and say that it's 1075 for every hour at job A, and if you make 1850 for every hour in job B, that has to be greater than or equal to the $355. So we give you 1 mark for each. So the first two are kind of freebies, right? You just started, Francis. So freebies, but they're all 1. If you have the inequality facing the wrong way, we'll give you half a mark still today, okay? Because I know this was like your brain is probably about to explode, right? So 4 marks there. Graph the scenario and label the solution region. We're going to quickly do this one here. Solid, of course. True is to the right. I'm going to shade left. As soon as there's a system, I do reverse shading, okay? Solid, true here would be below. I will shade above. These ones are the ones I really am focusing on when I graph. This one is fairly simple to do. I will do that right next to it. Whatever the sign, right, it's positive. So I know that this is y is negative x plus 32. Box that in. Solid. True is below. Shade above. Okay. The true region is below once you notice that it's less than, right? So I'm focusing on that. And this one I'm going to do down here. I allow you to do this if you want, right? You take that so you don't have to write it out again. Save some space, y-intercept. Sorry guys, I'm going to just give you what this is, okay? Because I don't, is that okay? Yeah. Just because I want to make sure I finish this. So this is 33.020 and this is 0.1919, okay? I'm just going to give you that little package there. Rewriting this is kind of ugly, but if you're consistent, so I'm going to say that it's 18.5y greater than or equal to negative 10.75x plus 355. And here's the kicker. The 18.5 divides both. You shall remain nameless, but there's a couple of you that forgot to do this, right? I'm never going to judge you ever if you make a mistake. Your mark on that paper is just a number. It doesn't define you, okay? Just remember that, okay? It's just, that's just how I grade you, right? And as long as you grow, we're on the same page. This is not a nice round number, so I kind of keep it like that when I enter it. Okay, so we have our four inequalities. I'm quickly going to say that this is solid. True is above because it's greater than. I have to shade below. And you know what, folks? I said, yeah, here, it's okay, but your corner points are not going to be the same as mine. So I'd say it's okay. I'm not going to sweat it, but if you want exactly like mine, then this is how you do it. I'm going to switch over to, if I graph this, we're not going to be on. Anyways, when I sit down and make these questions, folks, I make sure that there's a solution region. Like if you shade everything and you're like, right, like go back. It's something like a little thing, maybe you're shading the wrong side or something. But I sit down with Desmos and Desmos shows me perfectly where everything is, right? So this is what the graph looks like, right? So I use my intercepts, right? And I plot everything. I even use different colors if you want to do that. It helps me sometimes. And so I would start with the vertical and the horizontal, and then you've got two diagonals. And here's where I want to focus again today on how did I find those corner points. So if you could just type in those equations real quick. Let's do that together because I don't know how many of you did get it, right? So just this is my horizontal, that's the vertical. Then this is the diagonal and the other diagonal, and I just put brackets around everything. So take a moment, enter that. You might already have some of them in there anyways, so it shouldn't take you that long. Don't forget the variable x, okay? Because if you don't, it's going to be a horizontal line if there's no variable. So if you have a bunch of horizontal lines, you're like, wait a minute, right? What's going on here? So if you're ready to graph, okay, I am going to go by, basically, I'm going by my intercepts, okay? So you go window. What happened there? Anyway, oh, that's because I zoomed in earlier. So I'm just going to go, don't let that scare you, okay? I'm going to go X max to 40. And what do I need to do with my Y min? I need to go at least negative 30 or 40 or something like that. Unfortunately, that's just the only way around it. Like I'm almost seeing the same thing below as I go above, just to make sure that when I do the second trace 5, it doesn't block. Got it? Graph, first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. All right. So in this graph, it's not as easy to see, but this one here that I drew, I know my corner points. This one here, folks, if a horizontal and a vertical meet, you should be able to read that, right? Because this one is at 5 and this one is at 24. So this corner point right there is 524, just like that. You don't need your calculator for that one. Does that make sense? I hope. Let's go find this one here. So I'm going to go second trace 5. Yes, I want to be on the horizontal first. Enter. I don't want the vertical, right? I'm going to jump, jump, jump one more. There. That's the other one I want. So I hit enter, enter. So I get 824 right there. I put mine right on the graph. So I got this one here. I got that one. Now I'm going to go and find this one, which is between watch this. For me, the diagonals is y3 and y4, correct? So when I graph, I'm going to go second, trace 5. I'm looking up on my screen. I'm going to go jump. Oh, y4 is one of the lines I want. Enter. Then I jump, jump. Y3 is the other line that I want. I hit enter and enter again. And I get that right there, 30.58, 1.42. That's that one right there. And I need one more, which is this one here between the vertical, right? That's y1 for me. No, I think it's y2. So I'm going to go second, trace 5. I'm going to jump to y2. That's my vertical line. I recognize it, enter. And then I want to be on this one next. So I'm not so sure, so I'm going to scroll. I'm not on it, so I'm going to jump. That's the one I want. So just scroll sideways so you see that it's going to collide here. Enter, enter. And that's 5, 16.28. So if you can write this down on that piece of paper so you know how to do it. So I'm tricking you into a lesson today, right? So here are my corner points. This is what I need you to do. When the objective function, which would determine the total income, is basically, right, your income is 1075 for every hour worked at job A and 1850 at Y. So that's a mark right there. Boom. You get the full mark for that. And then whichever corner points you ended up getting, this is hours, right? So it's continuous. So it's okay to leave them as decimals, okay? Tomorrow you get to do this all over again, guys. All right, so I plug them all into I plug them into this, and I get various results. And the one that gives me the greatest income is this option right here, which is 824, working 8 hours at the first one, 24 at the second one. And so the greatest income achieved would be working 8 hours at job A and 24 hours at job B. That's based on all these restrictions. Yes? All of the corner points are part of the solution because are you talking about the round? So when I tell you to round, just go with the rounded answer. You don't have to worry about being slightly into the false region. Because it gets too complicated. Just go with the rounded option. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. I will post this online. So if there's the video, there's this. So if you want to go over it again, get ready for tomorrow. What are we at here? Oof, the time is just. Let's go to the back here. Let's see how you did this one. This one, I hope that you aced this one. So line A, I can tell line A is going down. Should have a negative. Reverse shading has been used. So if this is shaded, then this is the true region above it. And it's solid, right? So it should be y is greater than or equal to start with. Then the slope is negative 1/2. Anywhere you go, right, it's like a drop of 1, run of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? It just keeps going that way. And my y-intercept is negative 3. For line B, the true region is also above, right? Because if this is shaded, then true region is above. So it should be greater than only because it's dashed. And if you look at your slope, it's 2/3, right? Rise of 2, run of 3, and a y-intercept of 4. So you get 3 marks if you have them both correct. Last but not least, you plug in this one. You got to be careful because I flipped the y and the x here. You're so mean, right? Just watch carefully, right? Just plug in negative times a negative. You can type this into your calculator for all I care. Like, I'm not going to know the difference, right? So you just type this in exactly like this. You get 110 is greater than 15, true. You type in x and y into that second inequality. You end up with a true, See, I just made a mistake, didn't I? Because 97 is not smaller than 80. So I made a mistake there somehow. Wait, let me check. Before I do this, can you, I will let you keep this one. Okay, you keep this AC. Homework, page 18 in the workbook. Page 18 has a bunch of these optimization types questions. The answer key is completely detailed, graph, everything, okay? So I don't just give you the answers. That's the bell. Anyways,